Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 12 minutes away from 10 o'clock on Thursday night. Back with a few for tomorrow. After we made a few pound again today. First, I want to share with you a funny story. Today, they did a Fastway Courier van pull into the drive and pull in front of the house. So I waited to see what was going to happen. Was he going to ring the doorbell or knock on the door? So he left a parcel outside, rang the doorbell and shot into the van and away like a scalded cat out the drive. So I knew I had nothing ordered from anywhere, so I was thinking, did I get a present or something? But one time you'd have to sign for it, but since COVID started, they have that finished with. Written clearly on it was the address of a family in Castlereagh, which was about 20 kilometres away. And the only thing that was sort of with the same liken to it or whatever, my air code finishes in 52, and that was clearly 59. And it was clearly written Castlereagh, and he parcelled it or left it there. So I wanted to get in contact with them then to get him to come back. So I went on their website. So I got through to a live chat and I was typing into this person anyway. And when it came to the point where make contact with the delivery driver, she gave me a link for me to contact them, not her, me. And it'll cost me €1, which is going to be refundable. So I said, fuck this. I said, and you have to give in your card details. And I said, no way. So I went back on again. Same Colleen was on it. And I said, is this a joke or what? Like, why can't you tell me? She said, no, I'm live. Came to the same point again, gave me the same link. Tried to make 3 different phone calls to numbers on their site. One in Galway, Limerick and Dublin. No answer. 2 of them were actually gone out of circulation altogether. So it's on the way to Castlereagh. I'll drop it in tomorrow. But what about dead from the neck up, or brain dead, or whatever you want to call it? I couldn't get over it, but that's what you have now around the place. Bit of good news as well to share. I said a few weeks ago I had a very close friend with cancer. He had thyroid cancer, which was going to be a piece of cake, the consultant said, but more complicated was that the cancer was wrapped around his jugular vein, which was worrying, very worrying. He was very worried himself, so they put him on medication for a month or 5 weeks to see would the swelling, the cells and that go down. So it did. And he had an operation yesterday, still in ICU and will be in hospital for a couple of weeks. But so far so good, and hopefully he will make a full recovery. He may lose the voice box, not sure yet, but he doesn't mind that at all. We spoke about that the other day, in fact. So great that because it was worrying that it could have went the other way. But as a lot of them do. So anyway, on to today, we had Inflexible running first in Hereford in the 258. Left with too much to do. I thought for a horse that I thought would stay, I thought to be well, within 3 or 4 lengths, and which it was at the start, and left it too far back. Pinged the last, jumped well today, pinged the last and was driving on towards the line, but left with too much to do. It wasn't one of Johnny Burke's greater efforts, I thought. And then Natty Knight traded odds on and running. It was the other way. It jumped to the front and it got beaten by a couple of lengths by one coming from behind. So then we were hoping then to get the third one at least hail in, at least placed for an each way treble. But it won, and won well. I showed you that clip last night. I thought it was unlucky the last day. Dad's horses back in form, having a winner early in the day. So I had suggested the 2 each ways last night. So there would have been a rule 4 on maybe a couple of them of 10 cents. But there were 9-2 and 5-1 last night. And the other one was into 7-2, I think. But it drifted out during the day. SP of 4-1 each way treble. So we made a few pound. And if we're winning, we're not losing. On to tomorrow. I'd only one tracker horse, and it's a horse that I could remove from my tracker. Job done last year for us, and I think that's it. So difficult enough. I narrowed it down to about 6, and then I got to 5 to 4, got down to 3, then went back up to 5 to see which 3 would I pick. So I have 3 picked. 3 picked, and then I just have 1 then. And it's not for a Yankee or for a lucky 15. I always pick sort of 3 if I can, and then I might give 1. Let me see, where are we? 230 Musselburgh, just short of 2 miles. There was an impressive winner the last time it ran 18 days ago, was Sunday Soldier. It was in a mare's only race the last day. But she came to the last and it's like she was only joining in. It had a fair bumper. I remember that time it ran in Galway. It was 5th to Not Keeping You Going. Ran decent enough. Came over then to England to 2nd and 3rd in 2 bumpers. A break then, 3 maiden hurdles. Handbrake on, got a rating of 78. I will just see the race the last day. It was in Musselburgh as well, over the track. Oh, I hadn't it set up after all. I had. That's it, and the green cap on the left.
Towards the inside, the green and white, Bella Blue Sky wider out in purple and yellow. Then Lenabane and Donso Star from Chicago Gal, Evita Dumenil and Asa. She's at the tail of the field as they begin to head out of the back straight and race away towards home. They'll have 3 to take when they level up in the tote.co.uk. 5 gold rings, mares only, handicap hurdle, and it's Can. She's made all the running so far. She'll lead them into the home straight for the final time from Mackie O, Sunday Soldier, Amelia Jess, and they're getting closer, Chicago Gal. Next is Bella Blue Sky, then Donso Star has been pushed along. Lenabane in gold and white is trying to creep up into it. That was 3 out, and it's still Can. Can's got the lead from Maggie O in the yellow and black. Sunday Soldier to the left-hand side in the green. Now tries to make her effort. Next is Lenabane. Ace is staying on from a good way back, and then Evita Dumenil. That was 2 out. Can led, but only just in front now. Sunday Soldier and Richie McClernand are just about on terms. It's 2.5 lengths away to Chicago Gal. Then Lenabane is back in 4th. Maggie O in 5th. Here's the final hurdle. Sunday Soldier. She's 3 now to lead by a couple of lengths. She's over in front to Can, who lands in 2nd. Chicago Gal back in 3rd, and Sunday Soldier, well, she's staying on really well in the closing stages, and she'll score in good style. Sunday Soldier.
Mare tackles Handicap Company and drops back in trip, and she wins really handsomely, the 3-1 favourite. Handicapping off a mark of 7 to 8, back to 2 miles, and Can, who'd made up.
Back in trip, I think it was 5s into 3s the last day. The handicappers put it up a stone. Seldom you see that in England, but it's gone up to 92 from 78. Richie McClernand again in it. He nearly put the horse down on its arse. I don't know why he's like John Wayne's brother when he was coming to the last day, or instead of just relaxing and give the horse was going to get over him, but the horse pecked on land and then. But that's with the movement of his weight. Like that's all right in a flat or in a bumper or something, but he does that an odd time there, and it does drive me mental. But anyway, well, we'll see. It was 5-2 earlier. 5-2. That's 1. The 245 at Ludlow. Another horse that for Venetia Williams and Charlie Deitch. Haut Folin, PP 5P was his form up to this year when it's seen heavy ground first time out. Typical Venetia Williams horse that comes from France. First time encountered, well, it pulled up last year. She's in form, 2-1 favourite. Went up £7 for that. The last time it was good to soft. Went off favourite as well, but it's down a class, or sorry, it's up a class. That was in class 4, but it's carrying a big weight. It's a small horse, small enough horse. It was carrying 12 stone 1. But if you see it when it won in Fast Lass, it absolutely hosed up. It was carrying 11 stone 8 that day.
Old Emery along the inside of the recovering Stella Stream, and then out wider King of Brazil. Estilic has lost at plenty of places, is now right at the back end of the field, back in behind Rock of Star and also Puddles in the Park, as Lazy Sunday has Folin trying to bear down along the inside now, with Flintara back in third as they come to 4 from home. This leader has generally jumped well throughout, Lazy Sunday, and he travels sweetly, or she does I should say, heading on down towards the final open ditch, which is the 3rd from home. Lazy Sunday from Folin. They're both over it well, and they're beginning to duel with back in 3rd Flintara. Gold Emery next as Folin now getting through along the inside of Lazy Sunday to put some real pressure on the long-time pace setter. Folin moves through now to take over ahead of Lazy Sunday in 2nd. They are 10 lengths away from in 3rd Flintara. Down towards the final fence, Folin is at it, has a good look at it, crosses it safely. 2nd place on taking it was Lazy Sunday. Then in 3rd Flintara, and racing up towards the line. There's no stopping the Venetia Williams stable at the moment. Folin, another winner for Venetia.
Yeah, she's going well. But I'm hoping for heavy ground again tomorrow. It says soft, heavy in places. I think there is rain forecast, so heavy ground like that. Carry 11 stone 2. Heavy ground, tie up his tail and let him off. That tied times, that beat one of ours the last day, beat Latitude, doesn't it? So it's not too bad. And it likes Ludlow as well. That's where it does all its winning. Wasn't it in Ludlow? It was, beat Latitude. It only went up £2. So that's 2. Third one, we go on the Goo. We go on the Goo to a 1.5 mile race. Oh yeah, the one horse that was in my there was 2 horses in, and I want to look at it because Knowlton Cross was in it. That done us a good turn last year, and actually it is in form. But this Heathen, when I was young, there was very few Heathens, but now there's a lot of Heathens, according to some of the older people. A Heathen, you know what a Heathen is? Some of you doesn't either, I suppose. But since it moved yards from Ed Dunlop to David O'Meara, and is one of 74, hosed up in Southwell, and then went up £6. It's gone up another £2. It's £2 well in, and it was Mark Wynne was on it. I thought he could have been better on it. One for the gutter better the last day. Looked like it would win. Might as well showed. We've all night to watch it.
3rd place, Heathen.
This is Heathen on the very left in the orange sleeves.
Down the track, orange sleeves for Heathen. Now starting to build a head of steam up as well, Heathen. He's coming. In behind them, Graphite plugging on at the 1 pace. Then well beaten off is Galactic Jack on the far rail, but Heathen's come sweeping through. 1 for the gutter, giving plenty. Trying to respond to that attack from Heathen on the outside. The 2 of them clear. Heathen, 1 for the gutter. So gallant on the far side. And got back up again to win it, I think. 1 for the gutter and Heathen. Close fit.
Such a name for such a name for a horse. I was bursting laughing this evening watching it. Knowlton Cross would be, it's a decent race. Knowlton Cross would be a danger. There's old Buxted too. We won on that a few times, didn't we? That's the 3. I'll see what price is. What price is Heathen? 2-1. It was 5-2 earlier. It was actually more. It was 5-2. It was Haut Folin that opened at 7-2. It's into 5-2. The horse that's an interesting one is the 2-10 at Ludlow. Where are we here? There's a favourite there, Saint Davy. It's for the O'Neills, and John Joe isn't pulling up 3 stumps by any imagination. He's, I think he's 1 for 37 or 2 for 37, is it? One for 23. I think he's 2 for 37 in over 21 days. But that hasn't been seen in a long time. When was it? Last April. It ran in Aintree. It was behind Apple Away. But it was 33-1 now. It was well bet. But that High Mac that was behind is... Come on. High Mac didn't do anything since he was second, beating a nose. He was pulled up in October and he was 3rd to Morphrey. So, I don't know, it was a long way back to the 3rd that year, but Hurricane Harvey won this race last year of £2 lower. He's 11-2 there. But the last year ran a decent enough race. He was behind Ed Keeper. Ed Keeper probably would have won in Cheltenham last week. He was only 12 lengths behind him in 4th. He ran in a competitive race over 3 mile as well, 9th of 20 behind Highland. And he had a decent race there behind Bloomfield's Cave, his first run of the year. And that was a class 3. This is a class 3 as well. He's... Actually, I think it's 5-2 without the favourite, if there is money for that. That could drift tomorrow. $9-4 now without the favourite. Could be a safe way. Some days as well that when you have horses 4 and 5-1, instead of going each way in them, you could go place accumulator on some of them. Like on them 3 today, a place accum or place treble would pay more than your each way, because you're getting double what you're not splitting your stakes for the place accum or place treble. I'll explain it again some night. Anyway. But that might be, I seen that 11-2 earlier, still 11-2 there. Like a 7-2 with the green bookie, but they're main anyway. Anyway. After 10, time to get this up. Bash the bookie, over and out.